Hey everybody, Picky Old Gamer here, and I'm making a second video. I made my first video about the big Billy Mitchell thing, which you'll probably see here after you, or you probably already seen or may see after you click this video. The next thing I was going to talk about is, I said I was going to talk about a lot of things in the news, not really like I'm going to avoid it, but the talk of this PlayStation 5 leak is first talked about. I see a lot of people like Dreamcastguy. He and other people have sources, and it's a rumor. It goes back into the NX days. I am going to put this with lots of grain of salt, but you know, a lot of this is starting to add up, or at least add up into a hoax. Either one. Let me see. Let me take a look over here. Okay, PS5 leaks looks totally fake, but you be the judge. Anyway, there says there's a lot of grammar issues, but it looks very similar to the PS4 Neo leak, which is 100%. I'm not going to get into the grammar issues. You probably are right with the grammar issues. Probably it's fake. But let's see how people keep saying they heard from the back end, talking to people in the industry, that this is coming. Maybe this is slightly off, but look what they're talking about. AMD Zen 8-core processor. Okay. I can see that. The CPUs are very, very old, even when the PS4 and Xbox One, which are very similar architectures, they're laptop hard drives, or laptop CPUs, excuse me. So having a decent chip, it's not going to be the same as the desktop. I mean, you got to remember, these systems are SoC system on a chip. They're going to be specifically different. They're going to be custom to the point where it's not exactly what you put in a high-end gaming rig. It's just not. GPU 14.2 teraflops, AMD Navi based graphics engine. Maybe. Now the Titan, one of the Titan ones now around 10 teraflops. The 1080 is a 9 teraflop GTX card from Nvidia. So getting something custom made, and you know, possibly I'm thinking if they hovered more toward 10, that might sound more. So I'm going to take that with a grain of salt, maybe a little too high. Memory, 32 gigs GDDR6. If it was just 32 gigs GDDR5, I would have no problem with it. GDDR6 is a newer technology that may be expensive. I don't know. We'll have to see. Storage. This is the one I'm going to call very, very close to fake. Unless they take and solder this stuff like MacBook Airs directly in there and somehow get it at a discount price. A terabyte, let's see, 1 TB SSD, 229, 279. I mean, let's look at Amazon. You know, you've got 260, 240, stuff like that. That's just for a freaking drive, a terabyte drive, folks. I don't see that happening. Then we go forward. They talk about they only show part of it. It's hard to find these. I saw them last week or so. I should have saved them. Everything's backwards compatible. Dreamcastguy said, I think he misunderstood the other slide. I can't show it to you here. You probably can find it. It's going to be, if they do the same x86, everything should be backwards compatible if they got all the libraries right. I mean, you can still play games from Windows XP 7, Windows, you know, time to where it takes a while before Windows machines can't run old games, is when they don't keep the software libraries up to date. So I think these games will be fully backwards compatible even with the newest Xbox system, and it's just staying on the same architecture. But they said they can look a little better with the Project Epsilon patch. Yeah, everything's starting, which was April Fool's Day, which almost makes me wonder if this is fake. A little over 2 weeks ago, everything new is going to go to Project Epsilon. If it's coming out in 2018, 19, possibly toward 20, I don't think it's coming out this year. I really don't. I can see that. Now, what do I think about this? It's a whole load of salt everywhere. You have a bigger YouTuber, Dreamcastguy, nothing against him, has got these inside sources. A lot of people are saying, and then more stuff is dropping. But I don't point at people and try to say crap that hasn't done it in the past. We've seen people that do that just call stuff and it's crap. If you don't have a bad reputation, you don't have a bad reputation. But it seems like more and more stuff. If you like go to, let me pull it up here. Twitter PS5. I was looking here. Let me go back. Search PS5 on Twitter. There was an article down here. Report Sony's Mark Cerny is on the road talking PS5 to developers. Oh yeah, there's a bunch of dev kits supposed to have been sent out. Again, you have these reports like this, and it comes down to it. Just search PS5 on Twitter, you'll see this stuff. That when I see things, when I see the stuff popping everywhere, it's either mass hoaxing, which can happen, or you start feeling some tangibility to some of this stuff, which the main stuff could be just flaming crap, that it's all fake, but that there is a real PS5. The specs are more normal to the point where it's going to be an upgrade, but it's not exactly like this, but there's too much happening. I do feel it's coming up soon. And on to, what about the PS4 Pro and Xbox One X? The Xbox One X is not got Xbox even into the, has not made Xbox sales even climb close to Sony's. I wanted to pull this up. Let me see this here. It was January, and this is a little bit after the Xbox One came out. One X, they're still not even right at 30. Now this was January from VG charts, so we're in April. It's probably up in here somewhere. But the Xbox One X and the PS4 Pro were supposed to just explode and take off like these mid-cycle console upgrades supposedly done. Why hadn't it? The Switch is doing well. I see that this cell phone-like attitude of upgrading is just like Cyrus and I said in Game Ramblings. It's failed. It's flopped to the point where maybe it didn't flop. The One X is a beautiful system. The PS4 Pro was kind of flawed. Lacking an Ultra HD Blu-ray player was a moronically bad choice. But it did okay. Like I said, the One X is a beautiful system. It's a lot of horsepower, but it wasn't needed. I've had friends through geeky chats on the side and other people, what can the One X do? I said, it makes games look a lot better. Well, can I play the same game that on my One S? Well, sure. It's the same thing on the Sony side. This is not an Xbox bash. I've said this from day one. These upgrades are crap, and I won't support them. In the PS5 talks, I see there's something happening in the next year or two, possibly toward 2019, that I could see a big, super powerful PS5 and an Xbox 2 or whatever it is coming out, because they realize they can't take them like computers. A console is an appliance. It's not meant to be upgraded a lot. The ninth generation, I hope they come out there and they sit 5 or 6 years before there's even a whisper. No upgrades in the middle, just a damn console, and hopefully Microsoft, Sony can just butt heads on the power. Then we'll have games. Games will be the thing, which unfortunately Microsoft, you're lacking. But if you have the same power, you can't have the Sony fans, I guess Sony ponies, that's still what they're called. Well, the game looks better on PlayStation. No, not really. Looks the same, but you'll still have to get games. It's all about the games. It's all about having fun. I'm not going to support a PS5 because I didn't like the way Sony and Microsoft did with these mid-cycle console upgrades. I got to get CPU upgrade for this bad boy. I got a GTX 1060. I'm running games Far Cry 5 beautifully in 1080p. I'm good. I'm enjoying my Switch. I do play stuff on the Xbox and possibly play here and there. I think there are a lot of people who are just tired of the way the consoles are going, but not a lot of people. People will buy a new PlayStation. People will buy a new Xbox. Are you ready for a new PlayStation? Do you believe the rumors? I'm not saying these rumors or even calling Dreamcastguy a liar. I don't know if they're exactly true, but I feel there's that momentum. It's going toward a new generation. I do believe that's coming, folks. I believe it's coming faster than people think. Probably 2019, we're going to see a newer or even major talks about an announcement of an Xbox PS2, PS5, however you want to say it, because the upgrades didn't work as much as well as they did, and they need to move forward. So tell me what you think in the comments below. I appreciate everybody watching. Made a little longer video. I'm trying to make them shorter, but there's a lot to talk about this PS5 thing, and I'm not sure where it's going, but I do think we're getting ready to do that here in the next year or so. So tell me what you think. Everything should have popped up on the screen. Subscribe and share. Let me know what you think. All right, everybody. Big Yo Gamer.